You know the type of guy that was a jock in high school but ended up becoming a huge nerd? You know, someone that's not afraid to make a fool of themselves on the internet. And someone that likes to shoot Polaroid a little too much. Did I say huge nerd? You know, just an ordinary, everyday guy. Well, that's me. I'm just another Chris. Welcome in. Oh, is my audio not on? There we go. Audio should be back on. There it is. I'm streaming over here on the desk, which I haven't done in a long time. What is going on, everybody? How's your day going? Is it going well? Mine's going great because we're talking about the Polaroid Now Plus in a positive light or sense, conversation, whatever you want to call it. I'm really excited. I finally get to say that I recommend Polaroid Now Plus. Pretty much I guess it's now technically the second best Polaroid camera on the market, or like the second tier, because there is the Polaroid i2, because the Polaroid Now Plus used to be the flagship camera, but now it's not because of the i2. But I have been shooting with it, and I gotta say, the results have been amazing. And we're gonna look at some of the results here in just a second. But we got a couple people in the house. What's going on, Brock Star? Hello from Argentina. Hello from United States. Welcome in, welcome in. If you guys are just joining us, and you've never been a part of one of my live streams before, well, what are you doing? Consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and all that good stuff, so you know when I post videos and go live. As well as know that you can just chat, hang out. We're gonna be talking about the Polaroid Now Plus, but if you got questions about other stuff, feel free. Leave them in the comments. We'll chat, we'll hang out, we'll have a good time. And yeah, let's talk about this thing. Just released a full in-depth video on the Polaroid Now Plus Gen 3 yesterday. In-depth, real-world use. More specifically, just focusing on one thing. And that one thing is, did it overexpose the images like previous models? All of them. I have tested, I've lost track how many. But I think I tested 3 of the Gen 1s. 1 Gen 2, and then this one, now the Gen 3. And full disclosure, obviously Polaroid did not send this to me for review. I purchased this with my own money, but I'm not going to keep it. I am going to return it. I just got it to get this video and review done, so I'll be returning this within the next few days, because I don't need another Polaroid Now camera on the shelf. I've got a lot of them. So I will be returning it. Just want to be transparent about that. I got a couple more people in the house. What's going on? Hello from Germany. Yes, Chris talking positive about Polaroid before GTA 6. Yes, who would have thunk that? Not me. Hello. I like ice cream. I like ice cream too. But yeah, who would have thought? But yes, the long history of me and the Now Plus, shortened into a few words, is I've tested this, it was bad. I've tested it, it was bad. I had a conversation with Polaroid face to face on a Zoom call. They reached out to me. And that was my one and only chance to get on their good side. And I chose to be honest and report on the camera after they sent me another one that I paid for, by the way. And it was still bad. Actually, it was worse. It still overexposed in the auto exposure. The autofocus was bad too. That's the one I currently still have. It's somewhere over here. I think it's on my desk over there. But it's all been bad. And funny though, Polaroid did in fact say on that Zoom call, if you want to watch, let me back up. If you want to watch the full journey of the Now Plus, I left a playlist in the description. You can go watch all of them. And one of them is the conversation I had with Polaroid after the fact. I didn't record the conversation. I wish I did though. Because one of the things that they told me during that call was I was the only one to ever experience the overexposure issue. Very frustrating because the comments beg to differ on that. Everyone was having that problem. Well, over the last 4 years now, they've come out with Gen 2 and then a Gen 3. I think the Gen 2 was mostly just to be compliant with I think that was it the EU's standardization of the USB-C, because that was introduced in the Gen 2, but with no improvements on the overexposure problems. It was basically exactly the same camera. And then this camera came out, and it does feel cheaper, slightly, like thinner plastic. I don't know if it's recycled plastic. Someone in the comments had said it used 40% less plastic. I don't know where they got that from. Maybe I just didn't see that as an official release somewhere. But they did fix the overexposure problem. This thing handles extraordinarily well, like very well. Hello, Tom from England. I hope to go there one day. And Poland. Well, hello. A lot of people over in the UK and New York City. All right. I'll be in New York City in May for PolaCon. Hello from NUC. Oh my God, is Chris talking about liking the Polaroid Now Plus Gen 3? Yes, I am. And we're gonna take a look at some of the results that I got from my little outing. So far I've shot 3 packs out of here, and there was only like 1 or 2 that were badish. They weren't necessarily horrible. They were acceptable. Not great photos, but all the other ones were pretty stellar. No blown out highlights. There's still detail in those highlights, and we're gonna take a look at that. Let's just do it right now. Wrong button. Here we go. Here are some of the scans that I have done, and actually I think these are in the exact order I shot them. I tried to do that for the video, but yeah, this was the first one I shot. What happened? Why is this so big now? I sized it to fit ahead of time, and it didn't do it. But there we go. This is the first shot I took with the Now Plus Gen 3. Hang on, let me size this down a little bit. I'm doing it this way, that way I can actually zoom in. If I bring it into my streaming software, I wouldn't be able to zoom in and look around. But I shot this photo specifically for the car being like, it's a lighter colored vehicle against a white, lighter color building, like that garage. And I wanted to see if the highlights would be preserved, and notice if the car, or like see if the car wouldn't blend into the background. And it did really well. Look, you can still make out the whole edge of the car. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's instant photography, guys. You're only going to get so much out of it. But the Now Plus Gen 2 and Gen 1 would not have done this. It would have been completely blown out and been horrible, wasted film. And that's not good. Film's expensive. We don't want to do that. So when I saw this I was pretty excited because the highlights are preserved. We have great saturation in the grass, and you can actually make out the detail of the garage door. Fantastic. A little detail in the shadows, not a ton, but that's just to be expected. It's instant photography. It's a Polaroid photo. So that was really, really cool. Ooh, we got somebody from Washington State, fellow Washingtonian. I'm down in Vancouver. Hello, Chris. Looking to get my first instant camera here soon. Been watching your videos. They're a big help. Well, hey, fantastic. I'm really glad you've been finding them helpful. Which camera are you looking into getting? Because I can finally say I recommend this camera. Oh, good point. I was just about to bring this up. In your last video, you said the flash stain. Oh, this is actually something different, actually, but this is good too. You said the flash stain turned off as a glitch. There's a feature when you double press the flash button, the function is activated. Interesting. I don't know about that. So when you double press the flash, let's see here. Well, no, we double press the flash. That's just not double exposure. That's on the other camera. There's so many cameras, so many settings. Gotta remember them all. No, when you double press, it doesn't do anything. When you press it once, it turns the flash off. Turn it back on, and if you double press it, it just goes off. It doesn't do anything. So I'll have to look into that. I'm not sure what you are meaning. That is a great test shot, right? That's what I was going for, and I was pleasantly surprised and happy to see. Now, here's the next shot I did. Also worth noting, it was overcast that day. If you see the full review video, which I did link in the description, it was overcast. So these conditions were good to test in just to see how they preserve highlights, but also not so great because it doesn't show what the camera can fully do, right? If you've taken my masterclass, you know, overcast day is not the best to shoot, but it still did really well. So ignore the sky detail. There's none there. It was overcast day, you know, but it didn't overexpose the shot. Look, there's even detail. Ignore this. This is actually from my scanner. I didn't clean that up very well. But there's detail in the shadow underneath, and it's not overexposed. Pretty fantastic. And still decently saturated. Normally, shooting overcast days, you don't get saturated photos. I've watched your videos for the longest time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. On what to buy and avoid when it comes to Polaroid. I even bought my first ever camera thanks to you, being the Sun 660, and it has been awesome, or it's been a treat. That's really cool. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. That's what I'm here for. I'm the voice of the people, so to speak. I test these cameras, and what was really, really heartbreaking to see is when the Polaroid Now Plus was first introduced, everyone was so excited for it and went and bought it. And there was reviewers out there, I won't name anybody, but there was reviewers out there that also clearly sponsored by Polaroid, were making positive reviews and showing kind of bad results, showing some of the issues that the camera had, overexposure problems, and that weird black bar at the bottom of images that I've only ever seen with the Polaroid Now Plus. And then people getting it spent, because at that time it was a $150 camera. They're $140 now. And people were getting it and were thinking that's just what the camera did, not knowing any better, or really upset that all their photos were coming out really bad. So I got to the game late because I was hand testing this for months. And so I try to make my videos very thorough as possible. You know, when you see a camera that's been released, you'll notice I'm not one of the ones that releases a video review immediately. There's a few reasons. One, I don't get the camera ahead of time, so I don't have it on release day. But even then, I still want to wait a while because I want to really test it in different scenarios. So if you watch my review videos, you know I'm outside on good sunny days, overcast days. I shoot indoors, all the scenarios. I don't just talk about the features, show a couple of the shots, and then move on. So the Now Plus was one of those unfortunate scenarios where I've had to talk bad about a company, not really directly about what they do, but a product that they released was being bad. I'm kind of going on a tangent, so I'm going to move on from that because I want to talk about good stuff because this is actually really good. How does it compare to your favorite Polaroid camera? Honestly, it's on par. I would say, even though there is one thing about this so far that I do need to test more, but I don't know if I'll get to right away. I might be a little bit, because like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not going to be keeping this. I'm returning it. Like I said, full disclosure. But the flash seems to be kind of iffy. And I will be testing that a little bit before I return it, just because there's a few shots left in here, and I'm going to shoot those indoors. But in my original test, the flash doesn't seem to be as powerful. So versus my favorite one, which is actually the Stranger Things camera. I love that. And the flash on that is superb. And so comparing it from the two, that's the only demerit. Otherwise, it's pretty on par. And not to mention the Bluetooth features. It's got all of those if you're into that sort of thing. Ooh, from Rome. Hello from Rome. I feel like our city is made for epic shots. You dang right. Get out there. Shoot some stuff. Hello, Barbara. Hello from Bridgeton. I can't freaking pronounce stuff. Curious to learn if the Now Plus Gen 3 could be better than the One Step Plus, which I really like. Interesting. That's a good. I think depending on your style of shooting and what you like to get, the Now Plus, the One Step Plus, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a little more, or offers more contrasted images. Some people like that. Some people might not. The Now Plus gives a little more film fade on the images, but not all of them. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like this one, you can kind of see it's good, but it has that film look, right? That's what you're going for. On a 1-step plus, let me see if I can actually bring that up. I didn't prepare that, but we are going to take a look at a quick example here. Where is that? I have my windows shrunk down so everything's so small. I use an ultra wide monitor for my desk, but it's awesome. However, when I live stream, everything's in 16:9, so I have to like redo everything on my screen. But where is it? But the 1-step plus, it's more hard, like darker shadows and brighter areas. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. When was the last time I shot with that? It's been a little bit since I've shot with that. And I have everything organized by, I guess I could show you some of the stuff. Why not? I have everything organized by year and project, things like that. Let's go look at 2024. I might have shot some in 2024 with it. I did. Yeah, so here's a shot I did. Pretty fantastic, right? Now, the Now Plus, I haven't shot any at night, neon signs, things like that, so I don't have a comparison. But there is one shot I do have in mind I'm trying to find. When did I shoot that? Must have been 2023. Kind of like this. This is with the exposure compensation dial set to darken or -1, but it handles the highlights really well. But it depends on the look. Maybe not after something like this. Now, this wasn't in my vision of how I wanted this photo to come out. I thought it would not be so dark, but this camera just gives more contrasted images. There's not a lot of fade. I wonder if I can put these side by side with the other one up. So kind of like, actually, maybe not that one. What's a good example? Okay, here's a good example. Oh, you guys can't see it. Dang it, I can't size it to fit. Kind of like that. There we go. The one on the right over here is with the Now Plus Gen 3, and this is with the 1-step plus. You can hopefully this kind of gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. One of them is a little more faded, and the other one's really contrasted. The Now Plus just gives a more contrasted image. So it depends on your style and what you're going for. Personally, I don't know. I kind of like both. And so having both cameras could be kind of fun. Yeah, hopefully that's a long about answer to your question, but there we go. Yo, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. I have a new feature. I don't know, maybe I've had it, I don't know. But up at the top there, it says you can have a goal. And I thought, why not give away a camera and a film pack? But I didn't know how to set anything, so it's there. If I hit the goal, I'll give it away. Now I don't know if it carries over to the next live stream, because I want to start giving away stuff on live streams. This is fun. They say, sub Chris Greens from Argentina. I'm overly obsessed with the TT Artisan, or Tardison. I like to say TT Artisan. Instax, do you know if there's any updates? I want to get my hands on it. Yeah, I don't know. No one knows. There's speculation that it will be out third quarter of the year, potentially in the fourth quarter. So late summer, maybe early fall. That's the projected time frame of that camera. Believe me, I want to get it. I do have, I'm in contact with, I think it's a reseller. It's not TT Artisan, Tardison, directly, but they work with that company, and they've sent me some stuff in the past for review, and I've talked to them, and they say they will be ordering it and potentially sending it to me to test out. So I might have that. One of the first times I might get a camera sent to me for review from a company. But either way, it will be obviously non-biased, all that good stuff. For my upcoming wedding, looking at the Kodak Mini Shot 3. Yes, I've tested and have a video out on that, actually. Print quality looks tough to beat, but for my own artistic pursuits, I really dig the design of the little instant square glass. It depends, because if you go for the Mini Shot 3, it's not film, it's paper. It's a dye sublimation process. It's okay. It's quirky. Sometimes it doesn't print. I've done videos on those in the past, and I actually need to do one on the new one releases that they have. Thank you for reminding me. But that's cool. Maybe look into... Well, actually, there really isn't any other options in those, if you're after that style. What to do if my photo is breaking? That's a great question. I've had that happen a couple times. Like, you know, that the black part of the back of the Polaroid. Oh, this is actually a different one. Interesting. I thought you meant the photo itself, which somewhere around here. I've had the inside Polaroids break. Because, you know, Polaroid be Polaroiding. I guess just tape it back together. I really the only, like you talk about the adhesive from the border to the black backing of the Polaroid. You're gonna maybe glue it, tape it. That's probably the only option that you really got at this point. Do you agree is the perfect moment to buy my first Polaroid? Wait, what? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you agree is the perfect moment to buy my first Polaroid? Not sure. Not sure what that means. Any moment's the perfect time to buy a camera for the first one. Would you say it's worth to get the Now over the Now Plus if you aren't particularly interested in using the smartphone features? Great question. I don't have the Now Plus, the Now Gen 3. These names, hard to keep up with. Keeping up with them, yeah, it's tough. There's not much of a price difference. That's the thing. It's only $20 more to get the Now Plus. So if you don't really care about the phone features, then yeah, save yourself 20 bucks, pick up the Now 3 or the Now Gen 3. Haven't tested it though. I need to, because they did change it. They moved some light sensors. I have a feeling it's going to be just fine. I have a feeling it's going to be the exact same bodies, the same everything. It just doesn't have the Bluetooth button. Because I think Polaroid is just trying to streamline their manufacturing. So it's literally just the same camera. But I don't know for sure. I have to get my hands on it. But yeah, it depends. I mean, if you want to save 20 bucks or just spend the extra 20 bucks and then you do have those features when you want them. Because you can shoot this in manual mode and do all that, like, feature if you're into that. There's a lot of cool things with it. Remote shutter. It has like the light painting and whatnot. But yeah, it's only 20 bucks. So it's up to you. Is that Corridor Crew hat? It's a Corridor digital hat. But yeah, Corridor Crew. That's funny that it's actually funny because Corridor Digital had their own channel, right? Or still has it. And side tangent for the next 30 seconds. They had their own channel. They posted their shorts and everything on that. Then they created a second channel back in the day when YouTube creators would they just add the number 2 to their channel. So it's like Corridor Digital, then Corridor Digital 2. But then they had that channel just to show behind the scenes of how they made their films. And then one day it kind of flipped. And now their main content is the Corridor Crew channel, which is their second channel. Tangent over. Have you had a chance to try out the Now Gen 3? No, I haven't had it. It's on the list. Keeping an eye out for it. Locally, I haven't seen it. But I will get it when I see it. I got into instant photography about 6 months ago with the Gen 2. Which one? Now Plus. Hopefully it wasn't. I then bought a secondhand One Step 2. Love that camera. Which had issues, and now wish I had waited. Well, what was wrong with the One Step 2? Was it battery? It's potentially the battery. That's all. That's one thing about all Polaroid cameras from 2016 to now, because that's when Polaroid came back. They have internal batteries, and one day these batteries will go bad. They won't stand the test of time like the vintage ones. Something to keep in mind. You have to tear them apart and replace the battery, which they don't make them to do that. They don't make them to come apart, which is really annoying. So after testing the Now Plus Gen 3, talking about the photo results, sharpness, exposure, compensation, not the other features, which one do you prefer, i2 or the Now Gen 3? Interesting. I was thinking about this last night, to be honest, because I've been knee deep in working on my Japan trip videos, which will be coming out, I think, starting Monday. 5 episodes. One of the cameras I brought with me was the i2. And I never used, well, I shouldn't say never. I think I did a couple of shots. But I didn't really use the manual features at all. So I spent $600 on an automatic camera. Not really, because I needed to get it to do the review video. But I kept it and sent it back. So last night, actually, I was thinking, I'm like, whoa, is it much different than just getting this? The results, I think, from the i2 with the new update, you do get a better look. It's sharper. It's a better experience, I would say. I like the viewfinder a lot more on the i2, like looking through it. This is basic, right? It's not much to it. The i2 has a little heads-up display in there, and it's wider. So when you're looking through it, you can actually kind of frame your shot a little bit better. There is a premiumness to it. They did put some real thought into that camera. But then again, it's a $600 camera. So this is the results you can get from this. You could replicate of an i2. You could, but there is some give and take there. Let's see here. Question about film longevity. Have you seen any degradation? Hopefully I said that right. Pronounced that right. Over time with Fujifilm / Polaroid film that I should be aware of before buying the instant camera. Great question. And I have been testing that over the last 5 years. Actually, I have film that's like near windows just to see what happens near sunlight. I just store film in boxes. I have it kind of spread around. I really haven't noticed too much, with the exception of black and white Polaroid film. It will turn magenta, or not magenta, sepia, like a brown, like hue tone. That's due to the sponge at the top of the image of the extra chemistry kind of leaking back into the image. Polaroid said they claimed to fix that with the last year's release of the monochrome film, or the monochrome frames, the special edition. And I think they did improve it, because I was looking at some of those the other day, and they do have a slight hue change, but not drastic like Polaroid black and white film of the past. But I don't shoot a lot of black and white film anyway. But other than that, I haven't really noticed anything with Instax. That stuff just seems that's bulletproof. It works perfectly. Hopefully that answers your question. What innovations do you want to see come to instant film in general? Innovations. That's a good one. Other than bringing back pack film? No. But yes. That's a really good question too. Innovations. Just, I mean, it would take more people getting into this, meaning more cash flow to the companies, but seeing the price of film come down, that's an innovation. So more factories, but that's probably not going to happen. It's only going to get more expensive as time goes on, unfortunately. But specifically with innovations maybe targeted at camera manufacturing, I would like to see better cameras made from Fuji. I'm glad they're still making cameras in general, but they keep pumping out the same damn camera over and over again. And actually, the last few releases they've made them with less features, which is sad. So I'd like to see maybe some more from there, and then Polaroid as well. Like, start investing in the Polaroid Go. I've been loving my Polaroid Go this year. It was one of my goals to shoot with it more. And in fact, I'll show you one of the crazy photos I shot with this. Then we'll go back to the Polaroid now. I'm going to show you some more photos I was able to get with this thing, which I got kind of distracted. But I shot I was out shooting with the Polaroid Now Plus Gen 3, and I brought the Go. And Caleb and I, you should know Caleb, he's on the channel, he was in that video. We joke around and say the Polaroid Go don't miss. It don't miss. The Gen 2 specifically. It don't miss. Let's check this out here. This just real quick. I mean, this isn't the one I meant to. This isn't the one I shot the other day, but look at that. That's a Go photo. That's crazy. Where's the one I shot the other day though? Oh, I haven't posted it yet. That's why it's not in this folder. But look at this. Here's my sister. That's with the Go at night. No flash. So I want to see Polaroid make more Go cameras, innovate that. But I want to show you the other photo I meant to show you. Where is it? I haven't posted it yet. See, I have everything organized. Nope, that's not it. After I just said that. To post, Go. Look at this thing. Look at that. That's the Polaroid Go, baby. The Go don't miss. So I want to see them make some new cameras. Make it. I mean, it's kind of a novelty in its sense. It's the world's smallest functioning instant camera. Lean into that, Polaroid. Innovate that. Make some fun cameras. You know, like I've said this before, make retro cameras but miniaturized, like the little flip up ones, like the Sun 660. Make a Barbie one, right? Like that's what I want to see. There you go. That's my answer. Victor says, wait, it disappeared. I'm so disappointed with the new Gen's quality, but I would love sharper images. Sharper? First of all, this is a $140 camera. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be like that sharp. And these are pretty sharp. So maybe you just wanted more out of something that's just going over your head a little bit. But check this out. This was shot with this camera, the Now Gen 3, or Now Plus Gen 3. Gosh, it's so hard. That's pretty freaking sharp. I don't know what to tell you there, buddy. I don't know how you're saying it. I mean, this is also the quality of the scan. This is a 1200 DPI. It can only go so much, but that is pretty dang sharp in my book from a plastic lens. So I don't know how much more you want out of a camera. But yeah, this one really got me excited. Actually, the one that I was like freaking out over in the video was this one. Even though I think I like the other one better, but it's pretty dang sharp for a plastic lens on a $140 camera. In my opinion, if you really want to get into instant photography, go vintage. I mean, that's your opinion, but you can't go wrong there. They'll last a little longer, no batteries. Which one is better? Now Plus Gen 3 or the ones? Well, I already answered that. I already kind of talked about that. They lend two different looks, so there's really not one that's necessarily better. I bought a 1 Set Plus because you recommend it. I love it. Is the Now Plus Gen 3 worthy upgrade? Well, I could just answer that. Any cheap scanner recommendations? I see Polaroid just released a 4-slot. So stay tuned. I'm working on something, and I was kind of bummed to see that release, to be honest. I was like, dang it. Because I'm like a month away-ish or less from a product release. There was a hiccup. Otherwise, it would have been released already. And so I'm retooling something. But yeah, there will be something coming. I'm also going to be releasing an in-depth new course on digitizing, scanning, posting / copying physical copies of your instant photos. So that'll be coming this year. It's got postponed, like I just said. But stay tuned. But what I recommend right now is... I've done videos on it. It is the Epson ES60W. Little portable, has a battery in there. It connects to your phone, but you'll get the best results if you connect it directly in your computer, because with your phone, I think you can only scan up to 600, maybe even 300. I can't remember. DPI, but you can go up to 1200 with it. All these photos you just seen were scanned with this, and the scanner will cost you $130 I think, which is a fraction of the cost to a flatbed scanner, which you'll spend 350 plus on one of those. But that is a low cost, mid-range, I'll say, mid-range. The low cost is just use your phone. Hello from LA, yo. West Coast in the house. I would love a Polaroid Evo. I don't know if they'd ever go that way, to be honest, at this point. It would be interesting. I recently got a secondhand 1-set plus, and I got an extra pack of expired film produced in 2020. And I think it does. Like, having expired film, I do videos on this all the time. And in fact, some of these shots, I'll show you in a second, were from not that old, but they're 2022. I'll show you right now. Which one was it? Whoa, and I'm trying to remember. Actually, you know what? No, that wasn't that. This one was. Yeah, the one I just showed you. That one was filmed from 2022. Production date, March even. So it was literally 2 years, almost to the day probably, of when I shot it. I didn't realize I grabbed the wrong one. I saw March on the package, and then I just grabbed it, and I got out there shooting. I'm like, oh crap, it's 2 years expired, which is fine, but I don't really want to use expired film when I do a camera test. It takes away from, I think, the results of a test, but you can get your own good results. And I mean, this is a pretty cool photo. I was trying a weird, funky, artsy, even, if you will, composition for that. I don't know if it worked out, but I think the results, the colors and things like that, exposure, that's what I was after. Came out pretty good. Polaroid Go, don't miss. I'm telling you, I love that thing. I take it everywhere. With my now step 2, I think you mean 1 step 2. I'm not sure what the issue was. I tried to take a photo midway through, and basically came out completely blue, and it didn't. The left with the back, blue. Blue. I haven't seen that. Temperature wise outside, that's possible. Age of film, how the film was stored, things like that. Yeah, so I've done scanner videos already. If you look up Pola copies, yeah, I do a tutorial in there on how to do it. You can watch it, but I'm going to be doing a way more in-depth thing coming in the next few months. Stay tuned. Thanks for the info. We'll be waiting for that vid. About expired film. What changes should you expect to buy a camera bundle with expired film? Local store discount code. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna get out of film that's. So here's the thing. Misconception. Everyone uses the word expired. I mean, I use it from time to time. More of a slip up than anything. I'm trying to get better about that. Polaroid film doesn't expire. It just goes bad one day. That's probably the only way you can really say it or describe it. But there's just a time when it just won't work anymore, and no one knows when that will be, right? Polaroid just claims that within 1 year of the production date, you'll get the best results. Now, on the other side, Fuji puts an actual expiration date on their box. It's usually 2 years, but I've used 10 plus years expired film from them, and it's worked beautifully. So Polaroid film doesn't have an expiration date. No one knows when it'll be. It just goes bad sometime, because you can actually extend the life if you store it properly. Now, if it's on a store shelf, that might not be the best stored like storage way for the film. It's not the worst. Some people don't even bother buying film from like Target or Walmart or Best Buy. I do it all the time, by the way, all the time. And they're fine. So it just depends. Sometimes, and also something that you can't control is when Polaroid has a good batch. Sometimes there's a good batch of Polar film that's just so good, and you bought it directly from them. So then in your brain you think, oh, only buy from them, I'll get the best results. But I've bought in film directly from Polaroid. It was a fresh batch. Every single photo in that pack didn't even have a good spread. Not at all. So I got no shots. It's a crapshoot with Polaroid sometimes. Polaroid, I do love you. See, here I am. I'm plugging your Now Plus Gen 3 as a good camera. Sponsor me. That won't happen. Are you talking about the Polaroid Go Gen 2? Yes, it is. I need to do a video on it. I mean, I have talked about it It's been in videos. I've just never done a dedicated one on it. But even the Gen 1 was, I thought, good camera. I thought. I just bought a Gen 3 on Amazon. Do you have any info on a regular Now 3? I don't. I haven't tested it. I have a feeling it's exactly the same camera though, because they redesigned it. They moved the sensor and did some things. I bet it's exactly the same manufacturing. They just don't put the Bluetooth chip in it. They're getting a little sneaky. Not really, but Alex Byerfan, what changes are most common? So wait, I already read that. Did you just post that twice? Or someone else was asking about that. Oh, you did post it twice. I already answered that. Is the Now Plus Gen 3 comparable to the i2 in terms of imaging? Well, we did just talk about that. So if you just join us, if you want us to replay where I go more in depth about it, but it's pretty comparable so far. The Now 2 is sharper. I will say it is sharper. But for instance, which is a good segue back into boom, these photos shot with the Now Plus Gen 3. It's pretty sharp. That's pretty damn sharp. Look at that. and this was actually scanned, like I said, with the Epson scanner. So if you're curious about it, I think I have a link to it in the description. Use my links. I get little pennies from Amazon. It does support the channel. Please do a video on Gen 2 Go. I need to. I've been meaning to. I need to. I love that camera. I purchased a Epson ES6W. Do you need anything for the light rings? So it's interesting because I've scanned probably thousands of photos to that at this point. I've only ever gotten those little rings like twice ever. So hopefully answer that. And you use my link. There is the thing is with that camera, there is a small caveat. When you scan the picture, you're not done. You have to edit it, meaning straighten it. It's not perfect. That scanner is not perfect. It's just the next step up if you don't want to spend the hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a flatbed and then invest in other stuff to make it the perfect scan. If you want that, then definitely go that route. The Epson is a great quick way to get scans, but you do have to like kind of straighten the photo out, do some cropping. Yeah, especially nowadays. Because I think Polaroid changed whatever material they use for the frame, the white border on the photos, because now it slips a little bit more than it ever has in the past. So it's kind of weird. Off topic. It's okay. I talked to you on an Insta Live when you were doing the cutting of the Polaroid film copies for your booklet. I asked you about the i2. I purchased mine several weeks ago. Which one? Awesome, you got one. Which booklet? I don't know which one. Well, I don't know what booklet it was, but hey, that's awesome that you got one. You should buy it on Amazon. You should use my link. I get a couple bucks off that. Anyway, let's take a look at some more of these photos because they're pretty mind-blowing on this camera. Another one I really like. Oh, actually, here are some of the misses. Let's start with that. This one, if you want to categorize it as a miss, it's still very acceptable. This was also the really old film, the 2 years expired film, but that's why there's some weird artifacts. Even good film will do this sometimes. That was one weird issue they're having a bit. And I shot this from a moving vehicle doing about 35 miles an hour. No exposure comp. And I think it still did a really good job. I mean, over here you can kind of see it started to get a little blown out on the highlights, but you can still make out that there's like this graffiti on this train, which is still a good photo, but I'm only categorizing it as a miss just because it is the worst one of the highlights being preserved. Even then, it's still pretty good. It's still acceptable. The other one, what was the other one? oh, this one, but this was also a test and it passed. But I mean, it's just kind of an average photo. But when you know the facts, I was standing in the shade, shooting into a bright scene, bright scene. So the camera may have chose to meter for a darker scenario, but it didn't, or it half did, because this is a green bridge. Just kind of looks white, but it still has all the detail. It's pretty impressive. I mean, look at that. It's pretty impressive. This one also surprised the heck out of me. Overcast. It was raining even. And look at that. It didn't blow out at all. It handled really well. Also with that scanner, you'll notice sometimes you'll get this. Just keep this in mind. See this little line? That was like a dust streak. So you have to like clean it up in Photoshop. It's not a big deal, but something to mention. The scanner's not perfect. It's just a good option. What was the other one? I can't remember. Oh, this one was an interesting result, I think. It was in the shade, and it did a dang good job. This was in dark spot. And then this was the last shot with the 2-year-old film. It did a good job, I think. Oh yeah, okay, the comic book. Okay. Nice. Hey, I'm glad you got one. The i2s. You can use a cheaper $100 Epson 60. It only scans positive images, though. I mean, hey, go for that. This one is the ES60W. It is a document scanner, technically. It does a good job. I've been using it for years. Oh, wrong button. Here's another one I think still came out pretty good. This was in the shade right here. I wanted to see how it would do, and it still got some detail. Look at that. There's still some detail in there, and it's not blown out. I mean, this one I don't think would have gotten blown out because it was a bright scene. It was in direct sunlight, and it was up towards the bright sky. This is that golden hour, and it did good. Yeah. Now Plus Gen 2 and 1 would not have done that. You want to see? Here, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. This was the Now Plus, just the regular Gen 1. The first time I used it. Look at that. Good stuff. Now, indoors, I mean, it did a good job. But that was really the only way you could shoot with this, was like indoors. Like this was indoors. Flash. I can use a flash on that. This is what this is a great photo, right? Look at that. Perfectly even exposed shot of Paco outside. This was the Gen 1 replacement from Polaroid. However, it didn't choose the right lens. Paco's blurry. And the background sharp. So I was excited for the exposure, but yeah, it just wouldn't choose the right settings. Yeah, look at that. I shot this from 10 feet away. Also, rest in peace, Hummer. I miss you. It died last year. The transmission broke. Sad. But, look, it's blurry. It used the wrong lens. It used the close-up lens. Yeah. These were shot indoors with these, using the manual control settings and things like that. That's Dave. Actually, this is when Dave and I first hung out in person. Nop Top, shout out to you, buddy. Here's another one. I shot with a flash on, some leaves. I think I remember I didn't mean to shoot it with the flash, but it missed focus. This is like, it was probably like 5 feet up in a tree, 5-6 feet away. And it chose the wrong lens. Very sad. I don't know why I took that. I don't even know where that's at. I think it was a sunset maybe I was trying to take a picture of. Here's another one. It chose the wrong lens. Sharp background, blurry subject. Oh, I tried to use some filters at night. Anyway, that's in comparison. Outside, here we go. This is probably one of the better shots, but look at the highlights. They're just completely blown out. All the bright spots just washed out, gone. I mean, it's still an okay photo. It's like an instant photo, but it's just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. A lot of people are like, well, it's fine. I'm like, yeah, if you like that, go ahead. But technically, I'm showing it. The camera isn't functioning properly. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, with that said. Oh, hey, thank you so much. Woo, appreciate you. Super chat. That's amazing. Hopefully these carry over. I've never done the goal thing before. I want these to carry over into the next live stream. I don't know if it does. Because I want to start giving away stuff on like every live stream or whenever I meet goals and things. I think it'd just be so much fun. I've got a lot of junk around here too, so you'll be doing me a favor. I also want to do a quick plug for my event. I'm doing an instant photography event here in Portland, Oregon next month, like coming up in a few weeks, April 19th, the totally awesome instant photo walk. And I've got lots of prizes already on deck. We've got some stuff from Lomography, like directly, they are donating. We've got some stuff from Retrograde Engineer. He's donating a lens and adapter of your choice. Yeah. And then I've got, I'm going to be giving away a camera with a pack of film, an SX70. So it's like a vintage one I picked up recently. I thought I'd just throw in for fun. And I'm going to be giving away a Polaroid NOW Gen 2. I picked one up for really cheap. They were on clearance, so like I picked one up just to give away to you guys. And then there was a few other people, a few other things coming for that. And the best part is the event is completely free to show up, and you're pretty much almost guaranteed to get something. I want to have a prize for everybody, but you will be able to walk away with like something. I've got a fun little thing that everyone's going to get. Just a little mini souvenir to take home. A couple things actually. So it's gonna be really cool. Hopefully I'll see you here. April 19th. Link information might be in the description. I can't remember if I put it there, but consider checking it out. I really appreciate if you guys show up. It'd be really fun. First one, I want to do more of them too. Coming out. I might do a second one later this year. Just kind of get the ball rolling and then make this an annual event. Just having a good time. I found your channel after Christmas. Nice. Since I bought the Go 1 Set Plus SX70 and getting it modified while spending hundreds on film. Now my wallet is dry. I love it. Yeah, I apologize to your wallet. Who you doing the modifications? Curiosity. Are you using Dennis from Chromatic Parts? Recommend him. Lovely human. You live in Missouri. I'm short, a little overweight, white, brown, only on Saturday. What? Shouldn't have clicked that. Oh, what is that? Yeah, some bot just came in here. Hey, whoa, thank you so much for the super chat. And I lost my lens cap for the i2. Wow, that's not good. You can get another one of those though. I think Polaroid sells those for not like really too cheap at all. Or not too expensive, I should say. Hey, Chris, was thinking about buying an Instax and got hooked on your videos. Nice. Which Instax are you getting? Out of curiosity. Yeah, some bot just came in here. Actually, I'm at my computer. I can ban them real quick. Hide user. Boom, gone. Won't see them anymore. You got it. It's funny. Yeah. All right. They're gone. Now I'm distracted. Yeah. What Instax Mini are you? Instax Mini. What Instax camera are you getting? I usually recommend the Mini for people that are just getting started. It's a great little entry point into instant photography. Find out if you like it. It's cheaper, more reliable, and then you can find out if you want to invest in more equipment and money later. But yeah, Polaroid Go, Polaroid Go. But yes, Polaroid Go Gen 2, a fantastic camera. I recommend that. But the Polaroid NOW Plus Gen 3 is officially on the recommended list for me, which is a first in all of 4 years. It took 3 generations. As they say, As they say, third time is the charm. Here, I'm looking up something. Okay, cool. Making sure that person was gone. Where was I going with that? I don't remember. But if you want to get one, there's a link in the description. I do get a few pennies. To support the channel. So if you guys want to support, I know sometimes people ask that, like, how can you show support? Well, just, if you're going to be buying something for yourself anyway, just use my link. That's the way to support. It's free for you, and I get a little, a few extra bucks. Oh, instant camera guy, nice. Yeah, I don't use him. I use Dennis. I got the SQ40, wanted the SQ6, but couldn't find it. Still love the format, just need to learn to take pics. The SQ40 isn't bad. It's just a stripped down version of the SQ6. So I mean, if I were you, if you like that camera, like that format, I would keep an eye out for an SQ6. Just keep your eye out, maybe save up. Sometimes they get a little expensive, but closer to Christmas, they seem to mysteriously just randomly pop back up on Amazon for under $100, like 80 bucks. It's crazy. But I recommend that. It is loaded with features. You can check out my full review of that on the channel. I think that's when I take that to Vegas and get a little too intoxicated with my sister. It's a fun video. But yeah, we would walk around Vegas and shoot with that. I love that camera. I love it. This is the last few comments before we wrap up for today. I want to bring back live streams. Maybe start doing Fridays. Maybe Fridays are the new live stream days. Every Friday noon. I'm on board with that. Do you buy the new Instax wide film? The new metallic? No, I want to try that though. That looks pretty interesting. It just sucks that the Fuji sells that for they're so expensive. You get 10 shots, which is great, but it's like $15 or $18 for just those frames. It's kind of a bummer when you can just spend an extra couple more dollars and you get double the photos. But one day. Have you been in contact with Dennis? Oh, Dan. Yeah, Dennis. His name's Dennis from Chromatic Parts. I need to have his power bar. Last time I heard, so here, I talked to him. Yes, he's still in contact. He hasn't posted anymore. Don't know why. He does say though he's pretty backed up. So maybe that's why. But he's still making cool things. Message him about the power bar a couple of months ago. Him and I had a conversation about the power bar. He was looking for a new manufacturer for the PCB boards for those, and he was temporarily on hold selling them, but that was a few months ago. Reach out to him, and yeah, he's great. I love that guy. I need to go to the UK, or I should say I want to go to the UK just to meet him in person. I love him. Can't recommend him enough. I got my SQ6. Oh wait, I got my SQ6 on Amazon last year. 130, is that pounds? I think that's pounds. Absolutely love it. It was from your recommendation as to why I purchased. Fantastic camera. There is a Taylor Swift version, but it's so expensive. And there's Taylor Swift film, and it's really expensive. Fun fact. No, and I meant to mention that. Well, I kind of mentioned it actually in the video, but no, I didn't use the app at all. I wanted to just pull it out of the box, shoot it, because that's probably most of what people are going to do. And I wanted to see what you could do. Because you could put this in manual mode and dial it in the settings and you're guaranteed a shot, right? Or like a good exposed image. I wanted to test the light meter because if it has it, it should be good. That's the whole point of my test. Is it true Polaroid cannot fit 10 photos in a cart because it can compromise the film? I don't know anything about that, but they chose to do that probably just for cost efficiency. They're a business after all. They need to make money. They need to make a sustainable business. Less film and cartridges makes more money for them, so they can stay around. And if you hope that there'll be a day where there'll be 10 photos back into a cartridge, that day will never come. It's not going to happen. If they didn't, I'll end it on this note with the Polaroid Go. Great example. They designed a brand new camera with a brand new film format, which means they had the ability to create a camera that could hold 10 photos in a cartridge, and they didn't. That just shows you the future of having 10 photos in a cartridge. But on that note, if you guys want, thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to pick up one of these or watch the review, the full in-depth review of this, The link is in the description. And if you guys want to stay up to date on future videos and when I go live, consider subscribing. Click that bell. Let's see if this works. Sometimes it doesn't. It's working. Sometimes it doesn't work. Appreciate you guys. If you want to become a member of the Patreon, aka the Spitfire Club, there's a link for inscription as well. There's a 7-day free trial. You get monthly photos sent to your door. You get original Polaroids, 24-hour early access to videos, all that good stuff, and more. But until next time, stay subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Now get out there. Make some art.